Hey, what's up guys, Tom14 here, bringing you round number 6 of the Kimi Raikkonen F1 2015 career mode. How are you guys doing? And recommend you check out Spain to understand why we're 13 points behind in the championship. But if you haven't seen it already, go check it out. But yeah, we had a solid race out in Spain, and Monaco, looking forward now. Monaco is a favourite track of mine. I do love it, but I've loved it in all the F1 games apart from F1 2010. But anyway, enough of that, let's actually get into the Monaco Grand Prix.
We're here in magical Monaco for this afternoon's qualifying session, which will be getting underway shortly. Monaco is a difficult circuit to drive on at the best of times, but with the poor weather conditions we could be in for, a fascinating few minutes lie ahead as the drivers try to put in a good lap time while ensuring that they don't hit the barriers.
That's exactly right. Thank you, David Croft. And yeah, lining up now for qualifying in the Monaco Grand Prix, and we're just going to make a few setup tweaks. It's a shame that it was wet weather. I really wanted a dry qualifying for Monaco because just how much I love this circuit. And yeah, we're just what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, we're actually we're saving a setup. I thought we was overwriting. Look, a very creative name, Monaco. Or Monaco, there we go. Oh dear, so we've got 11-10 wings, and at this stage of the career mode, I hadn't actually figured out what a decent setup was, so really all I did was adjust wings. So this is basically just stock setups that you see for the majority of the races, but I thought for a brief second, you know what, let's give qualifying in Monaco, let's try cockpit view, but then instantly I regretted it. I thought, nope, let's just do it in this view, because you can see more of the track anyway, you know, it's a better view to watch from my personally feel. But heading into Sandoval, perfectly through there, actually really good through there, probably one of the best I've ever done that corner, maybe because the wet conditions slowing me down slightly going into that, but not quite hooking it up through here, having quite a bit of understeer in the car still. And we've actually got a car ahead of us. Who's that? That's Maldonado, so we're going to have to watch out for him throughout the lap time, but throughout the lap rather. But you can actually see there is a dry line, so we could be in risk here of actually we've definitely got the pace for pole, because I have the confidence around Monaco to just chuck it in, although Rosberg is catching us and he's on an out lap and we're on our fast lap, so we need to find lap time from somewhere, and this is where particularly I'm strong throughout the circuit. As you can see, we're close right up to Maldonado here. We're going to be held up a treat through this section. As we can see, we're right under his gearbox, we're right up against the barriers. This is what I love about Monaco. You just flick it left, right, and you're basically playing with the barriers around here. It's just a fantastic circuit. But now we've got Daniel Ricciardo ahead of us. I don't think he's going to get in our way for this lap, but we're coming through the final corner and we're going to punch away down the straight. I really wish it was a dry qualifying, but that felt like a really hooked up lap for a 1:22.6, as now we cut the first corner, but yet it will still allow us the time. So another problem which needs sorted in this game, how you can just cut corners for days and just get away with it. We hooked that corner at much more. Hooked the casino. Is it called Casino? What's it called? It's called Casino Square, isn't it? I think, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, this felt like a better first sector. I forgot to check if I think we were purple in the first sector. So we're on for an improved lap time. As you can see, Daniel Ricciardo has actually set the second fastest time in the Red Bull. So the downforce of the Red Bull working really well around the streets of Monaco. But coming out of that corner into the tunnel, we get a poor exit all the time, so not really too sure why that's the case. But through here, look at that speed we got compared to all the AI. We're wheel to wheel with Daniel Ricciardo on bloody the lap, qualifying lap, and well, he turned into us, we turned into him. That's the end of our lap. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to have a look back at the incident. I just wanted to have another look at it from an outside perspective and just see whose fault that really was, or whether it was just a racing incident. And well, you could argue that I was faster than him going into the corner, so really he should have backed out. But then again, we was both on a lap, desperate for times, and I had to turn into the corner at some point. But then you could also argue that he can't just magically disappear when I turn in. So I probably should have been the responsible one and backed out of it, because we've got the pace around here, and that could have put us out of qualifying. If the track improved and we was out, then, you know, that could have been unfortunate. But Maldonado going quicker than Rosberg, as does Perez. So Rosberg definitely not set a good lap time as we're coming into the pit lane now, or coming into our pit box, I should say. And Fernando Alonso has got up to second place. So the McLaren Honda obviously performing quite well in these wet conditions, with obviously the Honda engine not being where it should be at all. But yeah, just gone back into the garage here. I was just curious to find out why Rosberg had gone slow. So I think actually we're going to check the monitor to see Rosberg's pace. And as you can see, Nico Hülkenberg doing a good job in 5th place at the moment. But we're actually fast forwarding here, so we're going to just fast forward, see if anyone does beat our time. Our teammate Sebastian Vettel, as you can see, the yellow dot is flying around the track. He's in 3rd place now with, I believe, the 2 Mercedes. Oh no, Hamilton, I believe, 7th, is that? No, that's Sainz. But yeah, we're just fast forwarding, seeing if anyone improves time, see if the track gets a drier, which it doesn't look like it's getting actually. So we might as well have just retired at this rate. As you can see, Rosberg has jumped up to 2nd now, Vettel 3rd. They're all coming into the pits, but they've all come straight back out. So fast forward, it's hard to keep track of what everyone's doing exactly. But we're still going through here, and Rosberg's still in 2nd place. Our teammate Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso for McLaren is still in 5th place. So what a fantastic job he's doing. But yeah, we now slow it back down. Hamilton's down in 16th place, so he needs to get a decent qualifying. No, we're going to ride on board with Rosberg here, see if he was still on the intermediate tyre, which he was. So at that point I decided, right, it's best to retire.
And it's Kimi Raikkonen who takes the top spot for tomorrow's race.
We certainly appreciate how good a qualifying lap that was, truly spectacular. Now, can he deliver the same type of performance tomorrow? I, for one, cannot wait to find out.
So there we are, guys, pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix. What a fantastic way to start the weekend, to get pole position. Lewis Hamilton and Daniel Ricciardo qualified down in 16th and 17th for grid penalties for collisions with Hülkenberg, and then Hamilton got a collision with Ricciardo. So when there was an incident involving those three, I'm not too sure, but would have liked to drive qualifying nonetheless. But I'll still take pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix. It's going to be a fascinating race, I hope. So yeah, let's get ready for the Monaco Grand Prix.
Monaco, the race that every driver wants to win. And today is that chance for one of the current crop of Formula One drivers. I'm sure many of them were dreaming of standing on the podium, receiving the winner's trophy last night. But who will make it a reality today? In yesterday's post-qualifying press conference, you'd have been hard-pressed to tell from his demeanour alone that Kimi Raikkonen had just beaten everyone to pole. But he had, and that's where he starts from today.
He's definitely best placed to go on and win today's race. On top of that, strategy and car performance is always easier to manage from the front than it is further down the field.
Hoping to build on their impressive performance last time out will be Ferrari. The last Grand Prix saw their best result of the season. It's a performance that they'll want to match, or even better this time out.
Both drivers look really happy with how the car performed all weekend. This is a different track with different demands though, and I think they won't find it easy to repeat that result here today.
That's where Anthony Davidson and I differ, because I actually believe that me and Sebastian Vettel, this is our best chance of the season to get the team's first 1-2 result, I believe. So yeah, looking forward to it. Sebastian backed me up quite well in qualifying to qualify 3rd, and of course he'll be on the same side of the grid as me, so he'll have the favoured line going into turn 1. But yeah, enough of that. Let's actually get into the start of the Monaco Grand Prix. So here we are then, guys, lined up for the start of the Monaco Grand Prix. 5 red lights come on, and we are now off. Can we make sure we hold off Nico Rosberg? He does actually get past us here, but we're going to chuck it down the inside anyway. Nicely cutting over the first, what do you like to call it? first apex of the first corner, that's it, to try and avoid any first corner incidents. And we're through Casino now, coming down to the incident Nico Rosberg had in 2014, of course, in qualifying. So yeah, flicking the car in here, we're ahead. It's us, Nico Rosberg, Sebastian Vettel, so he's managed to hold on to his third place. And yeah, we're pretty set for the rest of the race, but it seems of it, because it's pretty difficult to overtake round Monaco. But coming into the famous Monaco tunnel now, we've got pressure from Nico Rosberg behind us. I think we've got slightly more downforce set up than most of the other cars, but that's going to put us in good stead, especially through this final sector now. Look at that, we've already pulled a sizable gap to the Mercedes driver, going through to back there, coming through the swim pool section. Fantastic sequence of corners. Gotta be honest, this is one of my favourite circuits on this game at the moment. So we're coming into Sandovot, no, not Sandovot, Raskas. And now coming on to the start finish straight. What's our gap going to be to Nico Rosberg? Are we going to have broken that 1 second gap? Well, we set fastest lap obviously, but no, I think he's 8 tenths behind. So we got on to lap 4 because not a lot happened in the first 3 laps. So we're just coming round now on lap 4, and just we go right wide through Casino. But what's that? Lewis Hamilton is going so slow coming down this section. It's cut on to him now. That yellow flag wasn't there when I was there because I think he'd gone through the section, so they put out a green flag, but quite irresponsibly, because look, Lewis Hamilton just parked it on a racing line, and oh my lord, Nico Rosberg just smashes into the back of the Mercedes driver, and he's given himself a puncture. Meanwhile, Sebastian Vettel has just driven through them, and now it's a Ferrari 1-2. We're cutting on to a replay cam, and it's a massive misunderstanding between 2 Mercedes drivers. And I mean, who's at fault? Because Hamilton should really have got off the racing line, especially as he was being lapped. But then again, Nico should have, you know, he could have made better avoiding action. But there we are, cutting live to the Grand Prix. We're in the Monaco tunnel, and as you can see, Massa has now got up to 3rd place. So yeah, pretty hectic first laps of the Monaco Grand Prix. We're whacking it into lead. We're not taking any risks because, well, we've just pulled out a big gap to Sebastian Vettel because of that incident. So now we're coming through. He's about, I don't even know where he is about, but the next lap, Lewis Hamilton's just parked it. He's just blocked the entry to Raskas. Not a bit more extreme than Michael Schumacher style. Look, he's stopping the Manor from going through, and then as we're cutting to this view, we'll just see a speeding Ferrari come through. There we are, that's us. Just hitting Lewis Hamilton. Somehow we didn't take damage. Codemaster's damage engine seemed to be, you know, up to its usual. But we were cautious about vehicle conditions, so we just asked Jeff. But he doesn't really tell us anything. And this was before the update where you could see the little icon. So this is that's not going to be helpful if I'm honest. But as we can see, Nico Rosberg's also down, of course, because he had a puncture. So both Mercedes are having a torrid time of it, and he just gets out of our way here. We're going to go around the outside, but yeah, already coming up to some lap cars. It's only the 6th lap of the Grand Prix, so really this is the only piece of racing, if you like, we're going to get in this Monaco Grand Prix. But yeah, coming through the tunnel once again, and Nico Rosberg, he's definitely got the pace on us. Obviously he's got fresher tyres, but it just shows if they hadn't have cocked up, we might have been alright. But look at this! On lap 7, Hamilton again getting involved in an incident, this time with Sergio Perez. And he's lost his front wing and he's got a puncture. He's having a torrid time around this Monaco circuit. But yeah, we're going to cut to a replay of that. And as you can see, Sebastian Vettel now is coming through. And look at this! Hamilton, it's just, what are you doing, son? He's just holding everyone up. That was the same lap. But yeah, we've just coming through to lap 8, and we've got a massive gap back to Sebastian now because he's been held up so much more. There we are, I think that's 7 seconds. It's a pretty sizable gap in just 8 laps of racing. But we're coming up to Sergio Perez now, who's also getting a blue flag. But I've noticed some AI actually don't want to get out of the way, so this could get interesting with me and Sergio here. But he can't really let me through in this section, so I'm sort of okay with that. But through this tunnel section, you'd expect him to jump out the way, and there we go, he's jumping out the way, but he's still keeping the power down, and oh my lord, he's just smacked into the inside wall, and wow, that was a close scare for us in this Grand Prix, but wow, just speechless. A few of the AI have been known to do that in Monaco, and I think that won't be the first, isn't the first, and won't be the first time that'll happen. It won't be the last time either. Just we got another lap car, so I hope he lets us through a bit easier. But yeah, coming to finish lap 8 now, and what are we doing here? We're just having a look, I think, at a replay, and we can see Sebastian Vettel now going through the swimming pool section, and yet again, look at that. This is Lewis Hamilton this time, and he's still not getting out of anyone's way. But wow. So, because I noticed the gap, I looked on the mini-map and it was quite a sizable gap, so we have another look at that. And we cut on to lap 12, okay. And we're getting past Fernando Alonso here in the McLaren Honda. He jumps out of the way in a really dodgy place on the outside of Tabac. And coming through the swimming pool section, I think this is. And yeah, Fernando Alonso being more generous than a few of the other drivers, but actually Will Stevens has managed to get ahead of Fernando Alonso. So McLaren, who scored points here in Monaco, of course, with Jensen. But look at that. Look at that, Sebastian Vettel just being held up a treat by the Monaco, which is allowing Felipe Massa to catch up. But look, he's still sat behind the Manor. He's actually lost a piece of his front wing because of that. So he comes into the pit. Now it's Massa and Kvyat. And look at that! That's why Sebastian Vettel's just parked it into Sandoval. Unbelievable. And then Ericsson, we rewind slightly to see what's going on here, whether he had contact. But no, he's just gone to cut the first corner and thought not to bother, and he's just piled it into Sandoval. We've got a replay cam of this. Look! All the AI do it, but except Ericsson just misses the corner. Unbelievable scenes at Monaco. But lap 15 then, that's why Sebastian Vettel is not in second place anymore, but Felipe Massa 22 seconds. But look at this. Here's Sebastian Vettel. He's managed to recover. He's managed to get it out the wall, but he's still trying it round outside, even though he's got no front wing. So we go past Perez, who gives us a nice tap going into the and again gives us 2 taps into the Lowe's hairpin. So I think he's got a bit of a grudge on us. I'm not quite sure why, but yeah, quite hectic middle part of the race, that has to be said. I just done my most to pull the gap out to Felipe Massa. You know, I've driven cleanly, I've driven sensibly, and I was just pulling that gap out from the AI. Their tyre wear around this one stop here at Monaco was did surprise me, because we've normally had worse tyre wear than the AI, but it turned out to be the other way around, which was quite nice to see. But coming into the final corner once again, of course, coming on to lap 16 now, it's still Raikkonen as us, Massa and Kvyat, but we're cutting on to lap 18 now, and we come into the pits this time for obviously a new set of prime tyres. Of course, Monaco only being a one stop with the low degradation, but there they are, pit crew changed into prime, 2.3 second stop, really nothing too spectacular here, but wow, okay, let's just put us onto the racetrack. And I tried rewinding because I thought that was really unfair, so we go back and what's it done? What's it done that for? So luckily we're still in first, but that's, oh my life, I don't understand. How does that even come into like their coding? At any point, how does that become a thing? But look at this! Hulkenberg, Alonso and Hamilton all having their own who do you think you are moment. Look at, oh, he's got a puncture. Then look at the cars flying by. Really, I don't know how that was a green light there momentarily, but look at all the cars flying past there. Of course, Fernando Alonso just sat behind him like it's a safety car. which there isn't in this game, which really is dumb. But anyway, let's not get caught down on that. Lap 19, and we're coming up to lap Lewis Hamilton again, and I think he's trying to make his way through on a manor. So Hamilton racing with the manners this weekend, so yeah, that'll be good championship points for us, of course. I'm not quite sure where Nico Rosberg is at this point, because of course near the beginning of the race he had that puncture, and it was lap 6, I think, something around then. So he's had plenty of laps. He's had 13 laps to catch up to some decent points. But as we can see here, this train of 4 cars, the only 4 cars really, I've been lapping Hamilton. Verstappen's a new one, Perez, and then another manor. So we're coming through the final corner. We've got DRS, but look at their traction coming out the final corner. We're just so much slower on the traction point. But look at that, 4 cars and not one is jumping out of our way. Not one. Hamilton hits the barrier though, twice. But so we're going to kind of force our way through. I think he's gone wide to let us through, but it wasn't obvious that he was trying to let us through. And look at this, Verstappen just completely tries to dive bomb Perez, even though he's completely unaware that there's a lap car coming by. So we give Perez that tap he gave us earlier, see if he liked it, and that caught his attention. He got out of our way. But then that gave the manor driver of Roberto Merri a beautiful chance to pull away. Look at that! He's got better traction out of that corner than me in a Ferrari. I'm so done with this game. Unbelievable. But look, that advantage here, we just gain on it. Oh, he's hit the barrier. What is he doing? Wow, okay. So the AI pretty magnetic to the barriers as soon as there's a blue flag shown to him. But we're cutting on to lap 25, and this time we're coming up to lap Ricciardo and Button. So Button's done a fantastic job to get that McLaren Honda up to 6th, considering Fernando Alonso's down the order. But yeah, we're trying to close in on these guys. We've been setting fairly consistent lap times. There's only 13 laps to the Grand Prix, and yeah, we're just trying to close in on these guys really, I guess. Just Ricciardo and Button up ahead. They're doing a fantastic job, like with both their cars, because of course the Red Bull nor the McLaren Honda. I mean, this is Raikkonen goes round. Yeah, Raikkonen goes round the outside of Ricciardo. Of course, that's the instant where they had their moment in 2014, I believe, when Ricciardo just shoved it up the inside of Raikkonen. He just came on the radio saying that wasn't very nice, as Raikkonen does. But yeah, neither of their cars, of course, were where they should have been this year. But as we close up to Button, he also hits the barrier and he just cuts across Ricciardo. But we come on to lap 30 now, and we're lapping Bottas and Kvyat. So lap 30 of the Grand Prix, and we're already coming up to lap 3rd place as Bottas hits the barrier. No surprise there. He goes wide, just like Hamilton did to let us through. But he actually made that more like he was letting us through, and then Kvyat just parks it on the inside, having to make us go round the outside. But he's crawled to a stop to let us do that, so I'm not quite sure why the AI have been programmed to do it like that. But we're cutting on again to lap 33, and Sebastian Vettel up ahead. He has a massive hit of the outside barrier to back, and we're coming to lap 2nd place, Felipe Massa. What a fantastic race we're having. We're coming to lap 3rd, but what's this? Wow. Oh my god, Pastor Maldonado somehow has avoided all the incident of all drivers to avoid incident. It's Pastor Maldonado, and he's in 3rd. And we cut on to lap 35 for the pit stop. He's second now. Button's in 3rd. What a fantastic drive he's doing. But Pastor Maldonado is in 2nd place, and we had such an advantage over the AI. We decided to come into the pits, strap on a set of super softs, and not risk the puncture that we've had in so many races, and so often as we often do on this career mode. But look, coming to 37, he's still 2nd place as we set fastest lap of I can't read what that is. You guys will know better than me. But we just had a moment there with the Monaco, who he was lapping once again. But he goes wide, but he just hits the barrier and sort of ricochets off into us. So I'm not quite sure what he was doing. We had a legal overtake on Hulkenberg, even though we was ahead of him. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there. But Hamilton tried to go around the outside, but we just park it down the inside. Coming on to lap 38. So the penultimate lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. We've made our first mistake. We've hit the barrier and we've gone spinning round. And that's allowed Hamilton and Hulkenberg. Oh my life, see? Hamilton just hits the inside barrier to back. And what are the AI? Why have they been programmed to play hit the barriers like that? Look, Hulkenberg's going to do it here as well. No, actually, he's alright. He's doing a good job there. But we're coming on to our final lap as we're going to try and push for the fastest lap. And look at that. Coming on to the final lap through the swimming pool section. Almost incident-free race before we had that moment with the barrier on the penultimate lap. But coming through the final set of corners now. Kimi Raikkonen, of course, winning in Monaco before. I think for... I'm not sure who for. I'm pretty sure he's won. But he's won here for Ferrari 2015. Fantastic race. Lapping the entire field. What a result for Kimi Raikkonen, Iceman. And of course, the biggest shock of this race. We'll just get confirmation of it in just a sec. There we are. Pastor Maldonado in the Lotus has got second place. Are we serious?
A very memorable race, and one that Kimi Raikkonen won't forget anytime soon after a wonderful win for the Ferrari driver today.
Yes, definitely. It was a brilliant race, and one that you can tell the fans really enjoyed.
It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time though, goodbye.
So there we are, guys. The top three being myself, Kimi Raikkonen with the fastest lap of 1:15.1, Pastor Maldonado for Lotus, and Daniel Ricciardo. I think Jensen was actually in third place, but he had a penalty of sorts. And look at that. I believe both Mercedes outside of the points, with Fernando Alonso in 10th place, managed to get a single point for McLaren, with our teammate Sebastian Vettel only coming in second, which promotes us to 95 points with a 12 points advantage over Lewis Hamilton in the championship. And for some reason I've only just got the podium achievement, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. But thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like and also subscribe if you're new around here for more F1 2015 career mode content. And yeah, if you did enjoy it, then please share around with your friends. It will help me out a lot. We've just hit 150 subs, so get in there. But yeah, thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.